Good morning. By a Nibash. I'm thankful for such an outstanding participation at today's press conference. I look forward to today's discussion about the coalition's mission to defeat Daesh and ensure that ISIS is not able to resurge in Iraq or Syria. We, the coalition, remain in Iraq at the invitation of the government of Iraq. And let's look back in history. Let's go back to 2014 and 2015. ISIS swept across the desert from Syria through Iraq and all the way to the great city of Mosul. At that time, the entire world watched the savagery, the butchery of ISIS. Including the brutal massacre of thousands of Yazidis near Sinjar Mountain. When ISIS attempted to advance north toward Kurdistan, they faced the resolute and fearless fighters of the Peshmerga. And right here in this building, the Kurdistan Regional Security Council provided critical intelligence to the coalition. And with this intelligence, the coalition was able to coordinate airstrikes. We were able to coordinate airstrikes with the intelligence. And as the brave Peshmerga fighters moved south towards Mosul, they provided critical battlefield updates to the coalition. And together, we were able to destroy ISIS fortifications, military vehicles, and kill ISIS soldiers. During the battle to protect Kurdistan and ultimately defeat ISIS in Iraq, there were about 2,000 Peshmerga soldiers martyred. And upward of 10,000 more were wounded. These include men and women, Peshmerga fighters from all faith who were united to protect Kurdistan. Your flag has the colors red and green. The red symbolizing the blood of the martyrs. They sacrificed their life for all the people of Kurdistan. And with the lives that they gave on the battlefield, it gives hope. Hope symbolized by the green on your flag. The proud people of Kurdistan will never forget the sacrifice of the Peshmerga soldiers. And I want you to know the coalition will also remember that sacrifice and will always remember the bravery of our partners in the Peshmerga. And history will show that the Peshmerga were the first military force to stand up and beat ISIS. And we know that there are ISIS remnants still in Iraq and Syria. There are sleeper cells that hide in terrorist dens in the mountain areas and the deserts south of Kurdistan. But in recent weeks, we've seen successful operations by the Iraqi security forces. The Iraqi security forces have a campaign that they call Will of Victory. Will of Victory.
Will of Victory.
Yep. Will of Victory. Yes, continuing on. Coalition forces are here to advise, assist, and enable the security forces in Iraq as well as forces under the Ministry of Peshmerga, as well as the Ministry of Interior. We will continue to partner with Peshmerga as the Peshmerga implements reforms to become more unified and stronger. Now I'll tell you more about the coalition. Did you know that more than 25% of the coalition's military countries operate right here in Kurdistan? Those countries include Finland, United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Hungary, Netherlands, Norway, United States, Slovenia, Sweden, Australia. I could go on. Let me give you some highlights of recent training success. At the Banislawa Training Center, female Peshmerga soldiers completed a 7-week course with German advisors. And in this course, they learned how to be experts in advanced weapons and tactics. Canadian advisors have trained Peshmerga on infantry tactics as well as battlefield medicine procedures. Also, Finland's crisis management team has advised Peshmerga on combat operations in urban areas. The Peshmerga are so proficient that the mission of the coalition is continuing to develop.
Ale nasz hałpejmanani ma berdawam nabin bo معلومات دانو باش كردن لقل كجوا.
Previously, the coalition focused on hands-on training. Previously, hands-on training and close hands-on training. Now that the Peshmerga has so many high-quality trainers, the coalition is going to advising and mentoring. In addition to the training, we have also funded military training sites. And provided equipment in Sulaymaniyah, Atrush, Manila, and Banislawa. And with that, I will take your questions. Sir.
رولي هرمي كردستان حسد تجيب ولا وشتني أبو بكر بغدادي و رولي هرمي كردستان وحسد لا وشتني أبو بكر بغدادي تجيبو وجقال وشيا كان بو نهشني أو بوشايا أمريكا لكركوكو هيالا دروز بو يستا داعش دسيبا جموزو كردو لوناوا وأكن كديسان تشمرقو سباي عراق لكركوكو هيالا ما بغن بيكا وكان كانوا بو نهشني وجموزو لداعش.
So what was the purpose first for Hasada groups with the American to and Kurdistan region to go against the Abu Bakr Baghdadi, and at the same time, what are you guys going to do about there is some field still, there's some hole with the Kirkuk area, they're full of the ISIS and some guy that can get coming in with the problems going on over there?
Yes, okay. I'll just answer in English. It's easiest to do. First, I've expressed that we're going to continue to be committed to the Peshmerga forces and Iraqi security forces. It's because of the fighting that began in 2014 that the coalition was able to be successful in finding and killing Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. We know, though, that ISIS remnants remain, and we're committed to defeating and crushing the ISIS remnants that are still here, even in areas near Kirkuk, in Diyala province, Saladin, and Anbar. The operations on the ground are led by Iraqi security forces. They're led by Peshmerga forces, and the coalition is here to advise. Let me explain a little bit of how we advise. I talked before about the training, but we also do operational advising, assisting, and enabling. The intelligence is gathered from Iraqi security forces and Peshmerga forces who know that there's dash bed down locations, hiding spaces, smuggling routes. And that information is shared with the coalition, and sometimes we will provide additional intelligence from drones in the sky, or maybe an airstrike. You perhaps have seen recent airstrike videos. But as time goes on, we've seen that the Iraqis are totally in the lead for security operations, and they are taking initiative with various military forces to go after the Daesh remnants and defeat them so there's regional security. Next question, please.
As we know that in Syria 2000s, ISIS, they crossed I think the prisons, so
Okay.
they all crossed the border in Iraq, they went inside Iraq. You guys have any information that where they go, where they're going to hide, provide?
Yes. In recent weeks, there has been a lot of competition in northern Syria. And as a result of that competition in northern Syria, the coalition forces are repositioning, moving our troops out of the border region and repositioning them into the desert near Deir ez-Zor. Coalition troops continue to be partnered with Syrian Democratic Forces, and the Syrian Democratic Forces are responsible for detaining nearly 10,000 ISIS fighters. This is their responsibility and a burden that they've shouldered. The coalition provides some advice to that, and we understand that it is a threat that some of the detainees might want to break out and be free. What we've seen in Iraq is that the Iraqi security forces and the Peshmerga in Sector 8 have stiffened security, they've increased patrols, and the senior leaders are paying very close attention to the situation. But since the beginning of the operations along the border in Syria, we've not seen many Daesh fighters escape, but we continue to keep a close eye on the ones through our Syrian Democratic Forces partners.
هريم كردستان يشبو عراق هناك هناك كبيرة دبشة وهاكاري كان شون دبل بسياري دو مشان سبارة بوي كوا سروش أمريكا دو بسيار أنا بسيار دم سبارة بوي دونالد ترامب سروش أمريكا باس سوى كرد كان رولة تجري يعني بولا لأن بردك لبجراني بغدادية و باس سوى ذكر الهريم كردستان و فروق كان ساون هاي براس الهريم كردستان و أو كوبتراني كوا الأوبراسيون كنا بردني بغدادي بكراتون الهريم كردستان و
Services is often is killing the Abu Baghdadi. What you guys any idea? What you plan for the future of Iraq or helping different?
Yeah. Okay.
And the second portion, which is say Donald Trump says that we're not gonna support them anymore, but at the same time, this is true that the Air Force went out from Kurdistan to go against it like that.
Okay. To answer your questions, we know that finding and killing Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is very important. He was the leader of ISIS, and now he is no more. But our mission continues. There are still ISIS sleeper cells in Iraq and Syria, and the coalition is committed to continue to the enduring defeat of ISIS. We don't want ISIS to exist anymore. This defeat is going to happen by, with, and through our security partners, all of us working together, one mission with many nations. In the future, we will continue to be committed to the security forces in the Kurdistan region, the Iraqi security forces, and for the current time, we are committed to our partnership with the Syrian Democratic Forces south of the border in the Deir ez-Zor province. Next question, please. We'll move it around.
I'm Les Chats from CJTF-OIR News channel. So there's a request for after defeating ISIS, about your duty after defeating ISIS. Some of the nations that claim that there must be a coalition against terrorism, national coalition against terrorism. Do you agree with these kinds of requests?
The coalition, the Combined Joint Task Force Operation Inherent Resolve, our mission is to defeat ISIS in Iraq and Syria. Extremism and terrorism remains a threat around the world, and security forces in different countries, as well as coalition security forces, have different missions to take out groups like Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and others. The mission that I represent is primarily based in Iraq and Syria. But you should know this, at any time, in any place, the coalition and the United States will stand up and find and strike and kill any terrorist that we can. You have a next question over here?
والسلام لك أنا اسمعني بيان دواي كجراني أبو بكر بغدادي إذا كان هو بيمانان لعراق ولا سوريا متى يبتي لهرم كردستان أو دويتي كاتبنيات شيء بين الموضوع. أولويتهم بقول من هذا عجبت لأن يأخذ ستساوي دارية كان يعني أبيت شون أولويتهم بقول من يأخذ دوات زوري
So, similar question. after killing the Abu Bakr Baghdadi, are we gonna still just defeat the ISIS, or are we gonna just include that we're gonna have a business or financially helping the Kurdistan region?
Okay. The coalition's partnership with the Kurdistan region is enduring. The defeat of one leader who is hiding does not end our mission. We still know that there are ISIS remnants who remain a threat, and at the invitation of the government of Iraq, we will remain here to continue to go after that threat, to create the enduring defeat of Daesh. Next question, please. Anyone over here? Sir?
Win Rogers, NRT. Just following up on the question from the Pentagon yesterday. Was the raid on Baghdadi launched from Erbil? And what role, if any, did the Peshmerga play in the raid?
Yeah. I've provided you a transcript of the briefing from the U.S. Secretary of Defense and our Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff yesterday. Due to operational security reasons, we are not going to give out details on the specifics of the raid. So I'll move on to the next question.
Did the Peshmerga play any role?
Vladimir.
Can you also confirm if yesterday there were rumors that airstrike coalition mission killed the spokesperson of ISIS in Jarablus? Could you confirm something like that happened, like Jarablus?
Yeah, we have, the coalition and our partners have continued operations against ISIS. And when we are able to gather intelligence and target them, we will target them. I don't have any specific strikes to announce, but we will continue to produce airstrike videos that you can find on our website. We have time for one more question.
So as we know that after those travels, the Kuwait area and the Mahmoud area, a lot of villages that should actually be lived in houses.
That's right.
There's any plan that to provide help to bring those families back to their houses?
Yeah, the coalition, the military coalition, our primary role is to advise and assist security forces. The question is about our assistance in the humanitarian side. When we are able to create security with our security force partners, that enables the United Nations and non-governmental organizations, aid and relief organizations, to move in and help the civilian population. So first comes security that we provide as the partners of the Peshmerga and partners of the Iraqi security forces, and then comes in relief groups who are providing exceptional aid. They're doing a wonderful job in the Kurdistan region and also in the deserts of western Iraq and also in the deserts of eastern Syria to provide aid. And we'll continue the partnership, the security partnership, as long as we have the invitation of the government of Iraq. I'll take one final question, sir. You've been patient.
As any ally to Iraq and Kurdistan region, how will you help solving the problem between in Kurdistan region and Baghdad, and what you are plans to destroy ISIS completely in Iraq and Syria? Are you going to keep your army here in Kurdistan to help Peshmerga?
The question is about our continued commitment to Peshmerga region. Absolutely, the coalition continues to be partnered with the Peshmerga, and you can see the strong relationship and strong support. Earlier this week, the coalition commanding general, Lieutenant General Pat White, traveled from Baghdad to meet with the leaders of Kurdistan. Prior to that, we've had other generals in recent weeks come up to meet with your most senior leaders in Kurdistan, and that's a sign of our enduring partnership, as well as the strong personal relationship between the coalition leaders and the military and civilian leaders in Kurdistan. We will continue that partnership, and we remain committed to you, remain committed to the helping to protect the Kurdish people, and we will find, hunt, and destroy Daesh remnants with our security partners into the foreseeable future. I'll close with a comment. Thank you again, everyone, for your interest in the coalition's mission to defeat ISIS remnants. We are defeating ISIS remnants by, with, and through our security partners. Here in Kurdistan, from Sector 1 in the west through Sector 8 in the east near Diyala, and at training sites in between, the many nations of the coalition are steadfast. We are steadfast in our commitment to working side by side with our partners in the Kurdish Peshmerga, and we continue our friendship, and we thank you for your support and thank you for protecting our troops on the bases. Thank you.